I think that I think that Destiny's position, and I could be wrong here, obviously, right? I think that Destiny's position is um doxing overall generally is wrong and incorrect and not justified or whatever. However, if you keep on making fun of someone's dick and you keep on pushing them to the limit, then don't be surprised when they dox you. I think that is a justifiable position, no?
Um, well,
Like for example, if someone made fun of your dick, posted your dick online, and then kept on making fun of it every single day, wouldn't you feel angry enough to dox them?
I would feel angry and I would feel upset, but I still have a principled position that doxing is wrong. I
Okay,
wouldn't feel comfortable doing that to somebody.
I think that's a little silly, actually. Yeah.
That's insanely gay. Pussy.
What,
Okay,
it's
shush.
insanely gay to have principle? Coming from DG Gears, that it's insanely gay to have principles. Of course you would say that.
Oh, it's insanely gay to just like take that
I I'm
up
I'm
the
I'm
ass.
making
How is it
I'm
taking
making
that?
I gotta
okay.
What do you imagine? Hang on. I wouldn't be just sitting there. To be clear, I wouldn't be sitting there taking it. I would say my piece back to this person, or I would block them and I
Oh,
would
wait, hold
ignore
on.
their statement.
Someone in chat brought up a better point actually. I don't even think like for example the dick point alone is like enough in my opinion. But then like you guys are calling Destiny a rapist, right? Like straight up.
Uh, not. There's disagreement among people for the correct term that should be used. I think you could argue that you could reasonably call him a rapist because he was having people agree to sexual.
Oh my
Um,
god, the ice cream machine, the ice cream truck is outside. Sorry.
oh, but
The
he was
sound.
having
Okay,
people
yeah, go
agree
ahead.
to.
Mhm.
to do you
Yeah.
need me to? I can still hear it. Yeah.
No, I was like I was distracted by sound. It keeps on going bye bye this time. I don't know why. Anyway, go ahead.
It's I think you could reasonably argue that it is rape by virtue of him sort of lying about some of the consent elements around the filming and who that would be shared to. And he has an established pattern of recording people, oftentimes without consent, and sending these recordings off to various different people without
That's
asking them.
great. But do you remember when I was it you that I debated with, or was it Perry that I said like,
I
hey,
have
you know, I
never
need to
I
see
have never
police
talked to you
report or
before.
whatever?
I haven't talked to you before about this.
Okay. Well, the thing is that for that one, my statement on that one is until like results of some formal police investigation comes out, or maybe some whatever comes out of that police report, maybe like then I can start drawing conclusions. But until then, I cannot. Like, I feel as though like like I feel like I can't really draw a conclusion on it yet. But yeah, that's just my personal perspective on it. Does that make
It
sense?
would be
You don't?
that
Is that
makes
reasonable?
sense. That makes sense. That makes
Okay.
sense. Um, does it also make sense that people could look at the evidence that exists and
Hmm.
say that one of the recordings, one of the grinder recordings, he started recording before he was ever even outside? He started recording when he was in his apartment, went down, met the guy. The
Hmm.
guy, as far as we know, never even saw the phone, and he was recorded, and that recording was shared around. Do you think it's reasonable to assume from instances like these that some of these people, that it's likely that some of these people were recorded without their knowledge?
Um. No, until I until like some investigation results come out because I
Yeah,
just assume innocent until proven guilty, right? Like the thing is that I feel as though that especially if you think that this is something serious enough to warrant like a police report or maybe like for example Cherry said that she was like contacting some detective, right? Like the thing is that like until something more formal comes out, like I just don't think it's fair, right? Because the thing
an
is
issue
that like
with
we're dealing with a group of people, right? Like obviously you're kind of included in that group of people where you know facts are being distorted, evidence is being distorted, right? Even
which,
if the
hang on,
evidence
which
exists,
fact,
right? Like
if you're gonna,
narratives are
hang on,
included, sure, yeah.
if you're gonna include me in a group, I
Sure.
am,
Sure,
if
sure,
I'm
sure.
wrong about
So
something, I'll own up to it.
so for example, the cherry recording exists, right? But the thing is that the well has already been so poisoned by people who are like super against Destiny, right? To the point where it's like they're constantly saying, "Oh yeah, obviously it was like against her consent," and then Cherry, who is like a fucking has crazy unhinged attacks all the time, right? Like she's the one saying, "Oh yeah, I didn't give consent for something like this," right? Like, and then she says, "Well, I contacted the police about it, even though like for me, at the very least, I haven't seen anything regarding like a police report, and she hasn't made anything public, right?" So the thing is that when things are like this dubious, I hesitate to give statements on that, especially, right? Especially when I'm representing the other side and I'm trying to like figure out what the fuck is going on, right? Does that make sense?
It's not even that makes sense, but it's
Yeah.
I take issue with you saying you're representing the other side when you say that you are a member
Well,
of the other side. You say that you are a Destiny supporter.
it's kind of unfortunate, right? Because the thing is that the entire space, like literally everyone is anti-Destiny. So like by default,
Like,
it
what
is kind of representing the other side, right? Yeah, I have to like be the other steel man, no? Kind of, Loki,
can't it
right?
be the case that people are disliking Destiny because of his actions and because we have such a weight of evidence against him,
Yeah, that's
including his own
fine.
statements,
Sure, sure, that's fine. But I
including
just
his own
find,
statements, that makes it
sure,
worse?
sure. But I just find a lot of the critiques incredibly silly, right?
I, I'm sure some people are going too far. I've probably gone too far in this conversation being rude to you. I'm grateful
Mm-hmm.
for you for talking to me and everything.
Right,
But I,
right.
like, genuinely, I,
Don't I seem like not that insane? Like when you're talking to me, like I feel like people make me out
I
to
don't
be
know.
some kind of demon. It's crazy. Yeah, go ahead.
But, well, some of the things you've argued for regarding Destiny, I think,
Sure. Yeah, whatever.
are bad, but whatever.
Sure. But like I'm just saying like for example, right? Let me think. Right. So typically when I look at allegations, right? Typically when I look at allegations, I look at the facts, I look at the allegations, and I go and I blame the person who made the allegations most of the time because usually internet allegations fucking suck, right? Usually they're like of a very dubious nature, right? But the thing is that usually when people begin to rope in personal insults inside of whatever like Twitlonger or Google Doc, I feel as though that is a big indicator that there is something wrong with the existing allegation, right? Like, for example, if it's an allegation of sexual misconduct or rape or abuse or assault or something like that, and then they also make fun of someone's like dick inside the same document or something like that, I'm beginning to think like, well, shit. Well, now that just makes the original allegation like look a little bit less credible because you're also roping in a lot of these like personal insults inside of your like formal complaint, right? That's the same way I view this, right? Because what it seems as though is happening is that at least with Cherry, I don't know about Pixie, right? She is in fact roping in more personal insults, right? Along with everything else. And someone who's closely associated with Cherry, someone like J Stealth, right? He is like the ultimate like Destiny personal insult person, right? So the thing is that now that just makes me think the original allegation is dubious, and I don't think like that makes me think that Cherry is not telling the truth, right? Does that make sense? It kind of undermines her own credibility if she is serious about it, right? Like otherwise, like wouldn't someone who is actually serious go like, well, I'm just making this allegation alone. Please don't make fun of his dick. But I'm just saying like this is what he did, right? And she never came forward about it anymore. But instead, she's still schizo posting, like being like her usual crazy self on Twitter. No, does that make sense?
Well, okay, I understand what you're
Yeah.
saying.
Hmm.
I think it would be more professional of her to not include.
No, no,
Well,
it's not
first
just
off,
professional.
I
No,
should
no,
hang
no,
on.
it's not
First
just
off,
professional.
let
It's
me
not just
wait.
professional, but yeah. Hmm.
Well, whatever, like professional, formal, appropriate, whatever word you want to pick. First
Hmm.
off, in the formal complaints, I
Yeah.
don't think there's any language about this, any mocking of Destiny's body, anything like
Right.
this.
Yes. Right. Yeah.
You said yourself that you haven't seen
Just
a
a drink.
like police
The
report from
mountain is
Cherry,
Hmm.
any
short,
like
sir.
Hmm.
significant formal
Here's
complaint
some
from there, so
dollars
there's
used
nothing
Hmm.
for
on
your
that end.
moving fund.
And
I
as far
know
as
it
I
will be
know, I
spent
haven't
on
like
God
read
Wait,
every
and
hold
the
single
on.
White
word
Gamer.
of the
Hold
Pixie
on.
complaint. She has
Hold on a
never
second.
made these kind of
Someone
comments.
TTS. Someone TTS donated. So yeah, give me a second. Okay. All right. Yeah. Go ahead. Can you say again?
Well, as far as I know, like there is nothing in the Pixie complaints that is specifically body shaming Destiny.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing with Pixie is that, oh, well, you were talking about there exist on the internet a lot of allegations. Many of them are without evidence. I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, um, the Pixie stuff has been building for a long time before
Mm-hmm.
she was ever involving herself. Do you know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
in the initial leaks, she was identifiable,
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen these, but this is the description that other people have given me. She was identifiable. People knew she was in them. People knew she was involved, and people knew that because there was such a variety of people in the leaks, that chances are a lot of these weren't shared with the people's knowledge or consent. So Pixie was identifiable and known in this whole like revenge porn thing before she was ever personally involved, before there was ever an official allegation, before like she ever came out and made a lawsuit.
Okay. Like, I'm not sure about Pixie specifically, but I'm just kind of talking more specifically about the anti-fan circles. But like, the thing is that like,
The anti-fan
mhm.
circles aren't bringing forward the profession, aren't bringing forward the
Sure,
complaints.
I agree, but you need to be able to also separate the legal complaint, the criminal slash legal complaint with what is being said publicly, right? Because there's two parts to this. Number one, there's the official court filings, there's the police report and all of that, right? But the other half of it is also the public representation. It's one thing if you make a bunch of formal applications and formal filings, right? But there's another thing to make formal filings and then still have an online presence in order to have your piece, right? For example, Pixie still goes on, like, for example, her Substack article is a good example of her public representation that is that is aside from her formal court filing, right? For Cherry, it's her association with J-Stock being on stream and talking about Destiny constantly in public. That is aside from her formal law hearing, right? These public representations, yes, at that point, the personal insults begin to matter. And I'm pretty damn sure, and I remember, like, you don't think that Pixie has ever made any kind of vindictive personal attacks towards Destiny, and even if she doesn't, like, wouldn't you say that Cherry has most definitely made some attacks related to that?
Wait, so hang on.
Like, mhm.
Is the basis of the criticism just like these people are too mean to Destiny after he was like
No, you're
sharing their
missing the
nudes
point.
around? Is
Okay,
that it? Because that's kind of what you're
no,
saying.
that's not what I'm saying. Like, what I'm saying is, um, when it comes to, um, okay, what's how to phrase it in a way where people can understand? Like, for example, I would never call someone who makes like rape allegations against a streamer mean, right? For just including, words about like someone's dick in the fucking rape allegations, right? Does that make sense? Like, I wouldn't call them just mean. I would also call them bad faith, right? And it discredits the original allegations. The reason it discredits the original allegations is because you're roping in these extra details that doesn't need to be in there and makes you look like you're emotionally vindictive enough in order to make the allegation in the first place, which implies that you could be lying or could not be lying. Anyway, the point is that it kind of discredits you overall, right? The thing is that it's the same thing in terms of Cherry and Pixie, right? Because if they're making allegations of like sexual misconduct towards Destiny that is like in public, aside from all the formal shit, but you also rope in like your association with these anti-fan communities, with anti-fan streamers, and with these
Pixie
insults,
is not, first of all, Pixie is not
doesn't it
associated with these
discredit like,
communities.
huh? Go ahead.
Pixie is not associated with these communities. Pixie does not go on JStock's stream. She does not go on Kuihman's stream.
Hold on,
She
hold on,
sticks. She
hold on.
writes here like Substack. She sticks to herself.
Is it not the case? And you could correct me if I'm wrong, okay? Doesn't Pixie talk to J-Stock in private? Does he? I mean, does
I
she?
don't know if they have private. I don't know if they have private DMs. I don't know. I don't watch JStock, but she doesn't go on his stream.
Okay, that doesn't really matter to
And
me.
another thing, like
The thing is,
if you want to talk about,
no,
if you want to
hold
talk
on.
about like people,
You can have public representation that is aside from just simply being on stream, right? For example, the Substack. The Substack is public, right? Like,
yeah,
that is
she has a
not part,
Substack.
right? It's not like you can
People
submit
read
the
her Substack,
Substack.
but her Substack is her Substack. It's
Sure,
not other
sure.
people's Substack.
So the
So it's
Substack,
not appropriate to be roping in people like JStock and
no,
Quayman
hold
and
on.
these
This is a
who
separate point. This is
read
a
her
separate point.
Substack.
Hold on. This is
They
a
are not
separate point, okay?
associated with it.
Hold on. This is a separate point, okay? So in terms of the Substack, don't you think it's kind of unfair that including the whole like court filing, she is also making the Substack that Destiny has been saying is like completely discrediting him and like making these allegations towards him that is aside from the formal filings? Like, do you think a Substack is a part of like official court filings?
Well, it's not official court filings. These are not statements before the court.
Exactly.
Destiny is also
Exactly.
going.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry.
Mhm.
Destiny is also going on stream and talking specifically about the case, saying that Pixie's lawyers should be disbarred because they're getting people to perjure themselves before the court, which he seems to be basing on basically nothing. He's alleging that there's this conduct in this
I'm not talking about what
the thing
Destiny
that
is
zip
doing.
zip, but it's relevant.
Sure, I
It's relevant to
know
the court
it's
proceeding.
relevant to the entire thing, but the thing
If
is that what I'm
you're going to
talking
say
about
that
is
Pixie's public
all I'm
statements are
talking about.
relevant in
Right.
evaluating this situation, Destiny's
All I'm
public
talking
statements
about,
are
listen,
also relevant.
all I'm talking about is that if you're gonna make public allegations like she did on her Substack article, and you also associate in private with people like Jay Stelk and Kuihman and
You
stuff like
don't know
that,
that she
and
associates. We
you
do not know. We do not know that she associates in private with
fuck
any of these
chat, can
people.
someone dig it up? Chat, can someone dig it? Because I remember, but you know, you're asking me to pull something up. I get it, but like, hold on. Fuck. I'm pulling this up at the moment. But okay, she does
There's been
include.
talk of it might be something you're referencing. J-Stock was talking about becoming a witness.
I'm almost 100% sure that they are talking with each other in private. I'm almost 100% sure. The only reason I'm not 100% sure right now is because I can't pull up like the clip or the evidence saying in the moment of what it is, right? But I'm almost 100% sure. Yeah.
Well,
In that case, yes, you are associating yourself. That is a public thing that is happening. Yes. It does actually undermine
you might be
your
referring
official
to
allegations.
what you might be referring to is that J-Stock was considering
Wait, was it the court
becoming a
filings?
witness.
Sorry, Razzle was saying it's the court filings or something.
J-Stock is in J-Stock's moniker and his profile picture in the court filings. He was considering coming on as a witness against Destiny after Destiny made the comments threatening him.
But okay.
This might be what you're referring to.
Mm, right, but that would imply that they are talking in private, right?
But him coming on as a witness to talk about things,
Yeah, but that does imply
public threats that Destiny made
okay.
at JStock. But do you agree with it? Do you agree that's like these specific things are relevant to the case?
Yeah, they're relevant to the case, but that does imply that they're corresponding in private, right?
Right?
Like in
They're
DMs.
corresponding in private, but as far
Yeah.
as we know, it's only to the extent that JStock wants to come on as a witness
Sure, but I'm just
for this
saying
specific case.
if you're associating with someone as bad faith as like Jay Stelk,
Okay,
right?
but
Like who
hang on.
yeah, but I'm
It's
just saying
him
if you
to
associate
attest
with someone so
that
bad
these
faith,
comments were
then
made about him, that these
mhm.
comments were made about him, these public comments. You know the ones I mean, where he's saying that he wants
Yeah, it's
someone to
about
like kill
the
JStock
killing,
and
yeah.
Kuihman,
Mm-hmm.
that he made to Willie Mack.
Yeah.
These are like relevant to the case. JStock would be coming on as a witness for these specific comments. This would be like corresponding to this is not, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what like other things JStock has said.
Um okay. I think in that case, perhaps. But well, hold on. But I think someone else might know more of it because I can't drag up the clip right now of Jay Stokes' association with Pixie's case, or like whether or not they have like some kind of like public or private association with one another. But can I drag up Razzle? Is that okay?
If you want.
Okay. All right. Yo. Do you know more,
Yo,
Razzle?
can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
I can hear you.
Yeah. So in the court filings, Tony touched on it. In the court filings, there is a screenshot that is poorly redacted that clearly shows JStock messaging Pixie, wanting to become a witness in the case, but like trying to keep his anonymity, which is not a thing.
Well, he's trying to keep his anonymity behind his online moniker. He's trying to hide his his doxable information, so like his birth name.
Mhm.
He's not trying to hide J-Stock. Everybody knows he's J-Stock.
No, I know. That's what I meant.
Okay. I just want to.
Yeah. Why is the transcript being sealed, or why is there a motion to seal the transcript? Why isn't that public, Tony?
That would depend on what they say in the motion to hide the transcript. They've requested to keep other things under seal, like LAMCC's identity. I know that Destiny was going on his stream complaining that they
They
were trying
filed
to say, we
they
want.
filed a motion to
the
seal the
transcript.
entire transcript from the June 3rd hearing. After
that-
the fact, after it
if
was
it,
held in a public setting. Why is that? Explain that to me.
I don't know why that is. I haven't
You
read the thing.
you don't think that it's
This is up
possible
to
that
the
the
court.
hearing did not go Pixie's way and her team
That
tried
is
to
possible.
cover up
That
the
is
fact
possible. Yes, that's obviously
winning the case in
possible.
court of public
But we don't
opinion?
know what happened.
Oh, so it's possible. So now there's a little bit of doubt here. I thought that Destiny was the most evil motherfucker on earth. But now there's
Wait,
a
so
little bit
hang
of
on.
doubt, isn't
You're
there?
telling me that in this one event, what could have possibly happened in this one event that turns all the other evidence and makes it worthless? Tell me.
The line of questioning can reveal a lot, and what her answers are can
Okay,
reveal a lot.
where in it did it justify him
We don't know
recording
because
people
we don't
without their
have the
consent and
transcript,
leaking it?
retard.
What could it possibly have? Razzle, what could
I
it possibly have?
I can't speculate without the fucking
You have
transcript.
no idea. There's nothing.
And neither do you, but I'm not the one claiming all this
I'm
shit.
not the one banking on Pixie's lawsuit. Pixie's the one banking on Pixie's lawsuit. I don't know how that's going to go.
With some of your rhetoric, you've said some pretty unhinged shit here
Like
tonight.
what?
Like
what?
Calling him a rapist because you think he lied about something?
No,
That's crazy.
I said that you could
crazy.
reasonably argue that he is a rapist.
No, you can't.
Yes.
No, you fucking
Yes,
can't,
I
you
can.
psychopath.
I can, and I did.
No, you didn't. No, you did not.
So he records somebody. He
Why
says,
is
hey,
not
I'm going to record
rapist?
this. We're going to keep this totally private with just people that you consent to send it to. And then afterwards, he goes out and he sends it to all kinds of other people without their knowledge.
Were you privy to all of those conversations? Were you privy to whatever conversation that
Destiny wasn't. He admitted to doing it. He said, I violated her trust in the worst way possible.
I'm not saying that
he was offering to give her money. Erudite was negotiating on her behalf, on his behalf, to give her money for these specific things. Do you agree with that?
The degree to which
do you agree with that?
Take it
no, do you agree with that? No, do you agree?
He fucked up by sending the video? Sure.
No, that he was constantly sending around other people's material without their knowledge or consent. Do you agree with that? And by his own admission, he was doing that.
Constantly is doing a lot of lifting.
Doing it constantly as repeatedly. He has a pattern of doing this with multiple people.
But clearly, there is a whole
subculture, as has been established by many e-girls coming out.
Yeah, and Pixie was doing it too. She was a willing participant. What the fuck? Like,
this is
unreasonable.
Okay, so Destiny does this to Pixie. Do you agree with that? Destiny did this with. Did he send it to Rose? He did send it to Rose. We know that because she's the one who. That's where the leak came from. We know he sent it to a whole bunch of other people.
Tony, is it just a quick one from the chat? After the court hearing, Pixie deleted her Substack possibly because she lied. Do you know anything about that?
I don't know anything about that.
Okay.
I don't know anything about that. I can't tell you.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, and the spazzing out about her like Destiny using her first name on the first day.
Yeah, why would he use your first name?
That was before the case was filed under Jane Doe, and that was redacted in the video after the fact. And also, she put her name in the.
Her name was never on the complaint.
It was on the Substack post when she first posted it, and then she removed it. So she kind of outed herself on that one. And also, no one knew for sure that the video was her until she confirmed it herself. She and Destiny were I mean, people could have assumed, but she confirmed it herself. No one knew for sure until she had posted that thing in response to the president.
If you see somebody has you can identify people by sight. Okay.
And you still haven't sufficiently answered as to why they filed to completely seal the motion of.
I don't know. I don't know. Okay.
Yeah, because
I don't know.
Because it didn't go their way, and they.
Maybe it didn't go their way. Yeah. That may be the case, and that'll be for the court to decide. And I await the court's decision. I don't know why you're expecting me to answer for Pixie's. I'm not on Pixie's legal team.
No, but you're in here demonizing Destiny.
I'm in here
over all this.
demonizing Destiny
Dude
for the
is
things that
crazy.
he said he did, that we have
But you-
evidence that he did.
Calling him a rapist over it is psychotic, bro.
I said
gotta
you
get
could
it together.
reasonably argue
Get your
that he
shit
is a
together, dude.
rapist. I say that he is a habitual consent violator, which is
Oh
the line
my
I got from
God.
Kuihman. Wink, wink.
Ooh,
I got that from Kuihman.
but that's okay.
And he is
But
also an
that's like
abuser, like
close
he
enough to
did
calling
with
him a
Anabar.
rapist, right? Like,
No, that
Yeah,
is not.
sir.
It is not the same.
you're disguising the
Okay,
language so you can
okay,
make it
dude.
sound like he's a
You
rapist.
can violate. Hang on.
Without actually. Oh
I
my
what?
God.
Is all
it's
rape made
so
the same?
fucking bad faith. So
Wait, is all
fucking
rape
bad.
made the same? No, Razzle. When have I been bad faith?
With the habitual consent violator, it's
Yes,
like
habitual consent.
you know what you're
Habitually,
doing.
repeatedly, as a pattern of behavior, he's recording people and then sending these recordings to other people without the people he's recorded without their consent. Did you get that? How is that bad faith? He admitted to doing that. His argument for saying it's okay is that Pixie gave implicit consent.
Yeah.
Pixie,
Yeah,
one person,
I don't
Pixie,
disagree that I don't
Pixie.
disagree that he fucked up in the handling of the
He
video.
fucked up. So do you think it's a
Yeah.
bad thing? Do you think it's a bad
Yeah.
thing to do with all these people's
It's not a thing that I would have done.
intimate recording? Do you think it would be condemnable?
I'm
Do you
not
think
into
if
this voyeuristic shit.
do you think if
It's not
Hassan
my
had
cup
done
of tea.
this, do you think if Hassan had done this, he wouldn't be like shouting it from the rooftops, Hassan is a rapist. DGG would be shouting, Hassan is a rapist. Look at this evil guy. You don't think they would be doing that?
No, if he raped somebody, then they would. But if he didn't rape anybody, I certainly wouldn't be calling him a rapist. And I've met plenty of DGGers, and they're all reasonable people, and I don't think they would
I
either.
okay. Do you have anything else you want to ask me?
I guess not. Just you didn't really sufficiently answer my question. You just said I don't
I'm not
know.
on Pixie's legal team. Ask them. If you want the answer, ask them. All right. I am not on Pixie's legal team. I don't know why you're coming to me.
Well, Foodshops isn't on Destiny's legal team. It didn't stop you from coming in
She's
here and
defending him.
bursting
She
a
is
fucking
defending
aneurysm, dude.
Destiny. No, she is defending Destiny. I am coming on
And
here to talk about the
you're
dumb
attacking
stuff that
Destiny.
she's said and to say my piece.
And then you came in to say your own dumb stuff, like that he's a rapist.
Like what?
Yeah, we heard you.
This is so.
We heard you.
Are you like, dude? You sound like fucking 50 years old. All right, you're like, your mind is like fucking drooling out of your nose. Like, holy fuck, dude.
Now we're going to ad hominems.
Yeah, I am going to ad hominems. You're a retard. Fuck you. You are a retard. I don't care what you think. DGG are like the rape gang. You think they're reasonable people?
I do.
Okay.
I mean, I think there's unhinged people in every community, but there's certainly a lot of them in the J-Stock and Kuihman community, as you are exemplifying here tonight. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you,
Yeah.
Mr. Thank you.
Yeah, go fuck both your parents. Good night.
What a bag, dude.
Okay, is there anything else?
No.
Okay.
Okay, bye. Thanks for
Bye.
bringing me on.
All right. See ya. Wow. This stream was indeed collectively owned, okay, by the viewers. Jesus. Bro, it is actually so hot. I am fucking sweltering. This guy saying he doesn't watch J-Stock. I don't think that's right. All publicity is good. That was cancer. You can get 5,000 segments. That was fun. What can we find about next? Who knows? Wait, why did Aiden leave? Fuck me, dude. Okay, I just want to clarify my stance on the whole thing, because I guess like more than half of this entire like Discord session was like trying to figure out like what my position is on this. I guess. So, doxing bad, okay? That's first of all. Doxing bad. I know, crazy. Okay, with that being said, okay, I do think doxing is justified when you get pushed far enough, okay? That's my stance on doxing. Does that make sense? I think that's a totally fair thing to say. Like for example, fuck, what's an example? Like if someone is anonymous and they are basically like fucking prank call, like calling your phone every single day or something like that, and you begin to get a lead on who this person is, yeah, I do actually think doxing them in this scenario is a good thing, yeah, because someone is already harassing you, right? The thing is that if you're like a public content creator and your livelihood depends on this and your reputation depends on this and everything you do depends on this, yeah, sure, in the first place, I do think that, you know, obviously Destiny should have done X and Y in the first place, right? But the thing is that if you call him a rapist, okay, if you call him a rapist constantly, okay, and you keep on implying that he is such and you play dumb about it, and you know you have all these groups of people who are coordinating against them without like much repercussions because they can just hide behind anonymity, right? Then yeah, like I do think that that is justified doxing. Yeah, I do think so. The thing is that like if someone came to me with that suggestion, like I wouldn't say, oh yeah, um I think that you should dox this person. I wouldn't say something like that. I would say like, yeah, no, I don't believe in doxing. I don't think doxing is right. However, if you do something like that, I think it's understandable. But just know that I don't stand by your decision. Does that make sense? These things are different, right? You can have a principled position inherently against doxing, but at the same time, like for example, you can condemn your friend for doing so, but at the same time, you know, if your friend goes on to dox that person because they pushed him to the limit, like fuck, like yeah, I mean that's kind of understandable, right? It's the same with the fucking DDoS kid, right? Like threatening to kill the DDoS kid under some kind of like justified scenario is unironically kind of justified, right? Because the thing is that if this person is threatening your livelihood by constantly DDoSing you or something, right? And like probably ruining the way that you make money via streaming, right? Then yeah, like in that case, fuck. Like in that case, it is a little bit reasonable to maybe threaten his life in that case. Listen, okay, all right, YouTube. I don't endorse violence or anything like that. But I'm just saying in a moral sense, okay, in an argument where you can argue that there is a morally justified reason for doing so, right? I think the example that was brought up when it came to Mr. Girl criticizing Destiny at the time was like if you kept on slashing someone's tires and they use that car to go to work all the time, then yeah, in that case it is kind of like, oh yeah, you know, in that case maybe you should like threaten, like fuck, is physical violence that crazy? I don't know. But you know, can I call it? Yeah, sure. Fuck, but we had so many already. Whatever. We'll take one more. Why not? Why the fuck not? But yeah, just know that like I think this like hand wringing over doxing is pretty cringe. Okay. So yeah. I think the overall hand wringing about doxing is just like overall just pretty damn cringe, yeah. Especially dude, especially knowing and since like you have people from Kiwi Farms coming in, like fucking joining your community, and even though you disavow them, right, they are still people who are doing something like that, and it's not because they have a justified reason of doing so. It's because they're like fucking parasocial with the drama. So yeah, in that case, yeah, fuck. As for the Pixie Cherry thing, I think that the fact that Pixie refuses to release the court transcripts from her end, um, is already like telling enough, right? On how like honest she is. I feel as though like with a case like this that is so public, like in almost every sense, um, especially when Cherry is nonchalantly like joining JStoke's stream constantly, like in my opinion, yeah, I mean you might as well make everything public at that point, right? Like the thing is that like still hiding behind some semblance of privacy is very gay in my opinion. I think that's really gay. Because the thing is that if Pixie's getting crowdfunded publicly for her lawsuit, then in my opinion, that like lawsuit-wise at the very least, um, then yeah, like you should make it public because you're being publicly funded for the lawsuit. In addition to being publicly funded by the lawsuit, it's a very public case in general, right? Anyway. Yo, what's up?